Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Brachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and all the bishop and elders as well. And peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren out there pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth, to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the great multitude, men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. Shalom. All right, I'm the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing, to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and I was watching this video, which I'm gonna play about 5 minutes of it, with this one chick, Whitney Webb, who's she brings out a lot of good information as far as dealing with the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. And she goes into how this new financial system that they're building, and that they're about to all of these digital IDs, CBDCs, ESG scores, this World Economic Forum plan to bring in this new system, how it will eventually lead to the MOTB, and how basically these elites, they're leading everybody down the path. They're only giving you one option, and that option is to bow down and to worship them, and ultimately build a system that you people are going to have to willingly, bow down and, literally accept it. And we know it's going to all eventually lead to the implantation of the micro C-hip. But these new financial systems that they're going to, that they're going to force upon the world via some huge event, whether it's World War III or financial collapse, or, all of this order out of chaos that they're trying to bring, is going to ultimately lead everybody down to the path of the MOTB. All right. And they're presenting they're going to present it in a particular way to where ultimately, you're going to have to ultimately make a decision whether you're going to accept this new beast system so that you can be identified, you can have some type of identity, and you can be acknowledged as a citizen or a slave to this new world order. Otherwise, you're going to be totally and completely separated from this society, and you'll be starved to death. Like the scriptures I'm going to show you, they'll be able to kill you. And it's not ultimately in a physical sense at first, but it's going to lead to you physically being killed, because once you don't get down or worship this beast system and accept his mark, you won't be able to buy or sell, as the scriptures tell you in Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, your access to the public and private sectors to get to get CBDCs, to get access to travel, to get access to have an apartment, get a house, get water, get gas, electricity, basically all of the basic necessities of life. You will not have access unless you bow down and worship this man and receive his mark and take his, receive his mark, which is going to be ultimately the MOTB. All right, so I'm gonna play about 5 minutes of this video, and she's gonna explain it, and those of us who have eyes to see and the ears to hear, man, we know exactly where this whole agenda is leading, and it's to the MOTB, as I'm gonna show you. So it's not gonna be a very long lesson, but I'm gonna play about 5 minutes of this video, and she's gonna, basically show you, what these devils are ultimately up to, and we have the ultimate insight via prophecy, which is why we're always filtering these things through what the scriptures say. And this is exactly what John the Revelator saw. He saw this system being implemented and being forced on all the people of the world. You see, he literally saw this taking place. And now we're living at a time to where we're one huge crisis, one major event from these devils pushing this agenda forward, to where they're going to lead everybody down this path. And if you don't have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, or in any or in a higher power, a lot of our people are going to be deceived, and they're going to be deceived into taking and worshiping this type of shit, only to their own destruction. So without further ado, I'm going to play about 5 minutes of this video, and then I'm going to bring in a precept. So here we go.
They have essentially said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you have legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. It's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type of situation where they've already made the solution. They've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system.
About a year ago, while speaking at the Global Finance Summit in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron said the world needs a public financial shock to fight global warming. Around the same time, World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab also made a similar statement about
What's your credit card debt balance? If it's $10,000 or more, here are 3 easy solutions you can start implementing today.
revamping the global economy. In his words, every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. We need a great reset of capitalism, Schwab added in an article published on the non-governmental organization's website. According to popular investigative journalist Whitney Webb, what we are witnessing is the birth of a new international monetary system, a replacement for the current Bretton Woods system built solely on the blockchain to aid the complete surveillance and censorship of every aspect of our lives. Whitney's warnings are based on the words of several global elites and WEF puppets like Macron, as well as the words of Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of England and Bank of Canada, and the UN Special Envoy for Climate Action and Finance, who said the 3 pillars of the New World Order are digital IDs, CBDCs, and ESG. In a recent discussion with Mark Goodwin, writer and editor-in-chief at Bitcoin Magazine, Whitney warns that all world governments are pushing this New World Order agenda, proudly sponsored by the ultra-rich and powerful, including Silicon Valley executives like Larry Fink, who wants to tokenize all existing assets and commodities, as well as the natural world. Whitney warns that from forests to rivers, mountains, and lakes, everything will soon become a commodity, owned and traded by the super rich and powerful to make them even stronger and move them closer to their goal of completely dominating the rest of us. During the conversation with Goodwin, Whitney discusses 2 important parts of the New World Order plans: digital IDs and natural world tokenization, warning that Schwab, Fink, and useful puppets like Macron are on the verge of achieving their grand plans, and how disastrous that would be for us all. As we bring you clips from the video, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
In this context, I think the digital ID is a key enabler of the surveillance, knowing what everyone is doing at the transactional level and being able to tweak that micromanagement based on a person's activity, because the digital ID isn't just limited to the financial system, right? It's like your travel, your health history, your career history, your education credentials, your access to telecommunications, social media, the internet. With the new AI era, right, they can fuse all that data, analyze it, and depending on how they develop that AI algorithm, use it to control people really in unprecedented ways. I think the digital ID and the CBDC and its private sector equivalence project is something that we're always sort of intended to be the same system. So there's documents from the UN, from the BIS, and related groups that are sort of that have been working on this for years, that essentially frame one as essential to the other, using words about, this is inclusionary, the whole, marketing behind digital ID is that everyone needs a legal ID because otherwise they're unable to access essential services, right? And so the idea is we all have to be included in the system, and they directly link that to the concept of financial inclusion and banking the unbanked, which you brought up earlier. But inherently, these systems actually function in an exclusionary way, based on how they've been set up. They have essentially said that this will be the only way to prove you have legal identity, and so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. So you have to onboard to the surveillance state or be excluded from everything. So it's, being marketed as inclusion, but it's really inherently exclusionary.
How does this?
You see, and that's what we're saying. You see, like she was saying, this is the plan of these elites, man. All roads are going to eventually lead to the mark of the you know what, man. You see, like she said, you're going to get down with this system, or in the eyes of the government, or in the eyes of the power that be, you are not going to exist. You won't be able to just go into a grocery store, because you going into a grocery store and be able to buy or sell, you're going to have to be linked. You're going to have the MOTB to walk into a store, to be given access to buy and sell, because all of your so-called money, your CBDCs, will be on your micro C-HIP. All right, your your information about you will be on your micro C-HIP. You'll be able to be always readily to be scanned and identified, via this system. That's why all of the IDs and all the things are going digital. All right, and it's all going to be summed up and put inside of you, so that they're going to know who you are. They're going to be able to see where you're going, what you're buying. All of your access to these different things are going to be dependent upon whether you have bowed down and joined yourself into this new MOTB system. And like she said, without it, you will not exist. Without it, you can be killed, in the sense of, I'm going to show you right here. In Revelations 13 and 15, and it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right, and what is that image? Ultimately, we know it's dealing with America, the politics, the financial system, everything, the pagan holidays, everything that this society pushes. But when they bring in this new system, this new digital form of the Roman Empire, man, hey, you're gonna have to worship it by what? By taking its mark, by receiving that sea ragamuffin, which is what is going to be like a badge of the followers of the Antichrist, as it tells you that the word charagma means, man. It's how you're going to be identified. It's going to be your badge, your access pass into this new beast system that he is creating, and everything that she was just explaining, man, is all leading to the MOTB. And let's go to this word for killed. We bring this out all the time, but it's making more and more sense. And the word for killed it says apokteno. It says to kill in any way, whatever. See, to destroy, to allow to perish. Because if you don't, take the MOTB and bow down and worship this new digital system that he is creating, you'll be able to be killed, because ultimately you won't be identified. You won't be identifiable in this man's system. Like I said, you won't be able to get a driver's license, or board a train, or buy an airplane ticket, or go to the grocery store to buy food, milk, eggs, bugs, a genetically modified, lab-grown meat, chicken, beef, whatever the hell they're going to be offering you people in this new world they're trying to build. All right, you'll be killed, because your access to these daily necessities will be, you won't have access. You'll be cut off. You'll be killed. Literally, you'll starve to death. And when you go to the root word of the word apokteno, the word is apo. It says what? Of separation, of local separation, after verbs of motion from a place, blah, blah, blah. It says of separation of a part from the whole, where of a whole, see, any kind of separation of one thing from another by which the union or fellowship of the two is destroyed. You see? And how is that union going to be destroyed? If you don't take their MOTB, you don't bow down and get with this new digital world, beast system that they're eventually going to implement and lead all people into. You see? It says a state of separation, that is of distance. And this is how they're going to deceive a lot of people, because they're going to tell you, look, if you don't get down with this system, look, there's nothing we can do for you. You won't be identified. You won't even be a real fucking person. And all of your access to, welfare, their CBDCs, an apartment, electricity, water, food, like I said, all of your daily necessities will be totally cut off. You will be separated, man. And ultimately, they'll be able to kill you by separating you from having access to these things. And this is where a lot of people who don't have faith, who are not built up, are going to be broken. They're going to be deceived. They're going to be overtaken, because, because all these people that are still attached to this world, that still have hope, that still, trust in the shadow of Egypt. Hey, when this is presented unto them as life and as salvation and as a way to survive, a lot of people are going to be overcome. They're going to be deceived, and they're going to take it because ultimately all their faith and all of their investments and everything that they know is tied here into this system under Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You see, their faith is not in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They don't have faith that the Most High could feed them, even though they're going to be denied access to food and water and shelter and certain comforts that they're going to falsely present to you. So therefore, they're going to trust in the oppressor. They're going to run to this system. They're going to trust in it, thinking that it's going to be to their benefit, but it's going to be ultimately, them signing their lives over into a system that they're going to be completely dependent and be digital slaves to. And it says what? And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. You see, like she said, this is the system that they're creating. And this is going to be the only system that, is going to be either their way or the highway. All right, you're not going to be able to trade or barter or operate outside of this new world order system that they're creating. And he's going to present it before everybody. See, and this is why, this next so-called catastrophic event, whether it's financial collapse, whether it's going to be World War III, whatever the hell they do, a cyber attack, they're going to blame on Russia or whoever. When they deal this blow to this world as we know it, and they're going to come with this new plan, this new agenda, is going to be forced upon all people, each and every individual that's still alive, that's still alive on this earth. It says free and bond to receive a mark, which that mark is what? The charagma, the micro C hip, like we've been telling you, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You see, and this is the system that they're creating. Like she was saying, you're not going to be able to deal with the public or private sector unless you are, unless you bow down and accept this new system that they're presenting before everybody. All right, and we're making it plain and clear, starting with the elders and the apostles here at Great Millstone, that this is going to lead to the MOTB. You see, everything that she was explaining, everything they were showing you in this video is exactly what John the Revelator saw. And now we're here in these times to break it down and show you, look, this is exactly what, and that this system that they're creating is going to lead to Revelation the 13th chapter and that MOTB. And like I said, at first, you might be able to just, use your phone. You might be able to use certain technologies in order to receive certain benefits. But we know at the end of the day, even Klaus Schwab and Noah Harari and these other WEF cronies have said, eventually the CBDC, the ESG, the digital IDs, eventually it will come in the form of a device the size of a grain of rice, man. All right, and it's blatantly obviously, man. It's blatantly obvious, and we've been warning you and telling you consistently here at Great Millstone that this is the system that they're creating that's going to lead to the MOTB, man. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were fed. Until the next one, shalom.